there. You should listen to what I'm saying.
No, it's just because the camera is not.
Oh, you don't want to be on the camera. You don't mind being on the camera. So. Okay, he doesn't mind. Okay.
Here's what I want to propose.
There's a book called The Book of Idols by Kilby. The Kilby is a writer, is an Islamic writer from the 7th century. He wrote a book. He wrote 2 books. One book was the book of genealogy of Muhammad. He connected Muhammad to Ishmael. Okay, it's accepted by the Muslims. Okay, because he's a very respected scholar in Islam. His name is Kilby. I just told him. His book is called The Book of Idols. In this book, he's writing the history.
Was he a scholar or a Sahabi?
I don't know if he was a Sahabi, but I know he was a scholar. He was a Muslim. Yeah, he probably was. Okay, are you gonna interrupt me, bro? Are you gonna look? We're trying to have a conversation. So can we just have a conversation without you going into side conversation? Yeah, please give me some respect. I'll do the same. Okay, so we don't get into a shouting match. I don't want that. Okay, now the point I'm making is this: the guy who wrote this book gave the history of idol worship in that area, where in Arabia. He was writing the history of it. It's nothing to do with he didn't have an agenda. He's just writing history. Okay? In this book he writes, and you can look this up, you can go and find Hubal in the Book of Idols, and you will see the reference and you will see the story that I'm going to tell you right now, what he said. In the book he says, Hubal was the lord of Kaaba, okay, and was the lord of Quraysh, because Quraysh were in charge of Kaaba. Okay, Hubal is the moon god of Arabia. That's his Yemeni name. From there it came Hubal, and from the other side, from the Babylonian side, it's called Sin. So these are the names of the same god, moon god.
Could it not mean more than one thing? Sin or seen? It's seen. It's not even sin.
And just another thing as well, when you give me an explanation, let me finish.
I'm giving you 2. No. You said it could mean something else. I'm giving you.
I like how you use the word fade. It makes it.
Oh, you wanna go in the shade?
I wanna wander a bit, to be honest. I can't stand.
Oh, you don't
stay still.
Oh, come on! We gotta go in the shade a little bit. It's too hot. Come over here. Let's go in the shade. Okay, we're gonna go to the shade. Okay, my friend.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about this, because I want to make sure that we're not just miscoding stuff and making something that it isn't.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to prove to you is, because I asked you, my question was, why do you have the crescent moon on top of your mosque, like in Baitul Haram? Baitul, what do you call that? In the Kaaba, the mosque in Kaaba, what is it called?
Kaaba.
Yeah. Baitul Haram, yeah. Masjid al-Haram. So on the Masjid al-Haram, you have the crescent moon, right?
Yes. And my thing is because we follow the lunar calendar. That's my interpretation.
That's your interpretation. Exactly. Yes, you're right. That was your interpretation. And in response, I said, lunar calendar has been followed previous to Islam by Jews. They followed lunar calendar, Chinese, Indians, all over the ancient world. Everybody followed the moon calendar because that was the calendar that everybody had. So it's nothing to do, because if you're going to take something just because you have a lunar calendar, you're going to put that symbol, because here's the thing, symbols have meaning, right?
Symbols do have meaning. Yeah.
Okay, if you put a swastika on your hand, like a tattoo,
also,
and you look like this, it would symbolize something, right?
Can I just say one more thing?
Yeah.
Also, symbols can change their meaning. For example, the swastika was a South Asian symbol, right? And that meant peace and love, right?
Yeah.
And then it became a Nazi symbol.
All right, great. It became a Nazi symbol. It was hijacked.
Yeah,
that symbol was hijacked by the Nazis. You would say that, right? You would agree to that.
100%.
Okay. Because it was hijacked, you wouldn't want to put it on your arm, would you?
No, but that could happen in reverse. For example, it could be a bad symbol.
Yeah.
Just like, for example, worshipping a moon.
Yeah.
And then it can become a good symbol, like worshipping one God. So it can be in reverse as well. It can be from a good to bad or from bad to good.
Very good. That's a very smart man. You are smart.
Thanks.
Really, that's a very smart point. This is the first time a Muslim has made that point. This is really interesting. This guy's scored one. Got one.
Are you going to post this?
Of course.
Yeah, please show me.
Of course, I'll send you the link. Okay.
I said, see, Mama, I'm a good Muslim after all.
There you go. Now, but he doesn't know he's talking to Uncle Sam.
Yeah. All right,
Now,
Uncle Sam, tell me.
here's the problem, my friend, that you just kind of missed because you were very smart. You came back with a very good response. Now, let's say you're right.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's say it became a monotheistic symbol before it was a pagan symbol from the moon god of Arabia, Hubal, which is something you cannot deny because it's in your history and literature.
I'm not
it's
denying
not. Okay,
that.
fine.
Just like how I can't deny that the swastika was a
That's
good
right.
symbol.
Okay, so the guy is very reasonable. I like talking to him. So now, here's the thing. In order for it to become a good symbol, somebody has to designate it as a good symbol.
Okay.
For example, either Muhammad or the Quran, that means Allah, or Muhammad means Hadith.
So
Yeah?
I say, yeah.
Right. All right. Now, can you please give me something where Muhammad or Allah has designated the moon as a symbol of Islam, as a positive symbol of Islam?
Like, I don't know where it's, originated from, but, if you think back,
Okay, let's say,
like, for example, also one more thing, Ramadan, that's also like, if you're talking
that's a very
about
good point.
the lunar,
You haven't obviously haven't watched my videos previous to this, so I'm going to repeat myself.
Yeah.
Ramadan, the origin of Ramadan is pagan, because the people who worshipped Baal, they used to have 1 month of fasting, which started with the crescent moon and ended with the crescent moon after 30 days, and then they did a sacrifice, shaved their heads for the honor of Baal,
yes.
and they called it what? They called it Eid al-Fitr.
Okay,
Okay, so now you got a completely pagan ritual or tradition, and you took that and brought it straight into Islam. Now I'm going to tell you why that happened, and this is you might not agree with
you
this.
say why, I'm going to give you another point, but you tell
Okay,
me
yeah,
why.
go ahead. Okay, you will. All right. The why that happened is because Muhammad was known, and this is from your sources, as a Sabian. Sabians were the moon and the star worshippers of Arabia. Those were the Sabians. They are mentioned in the Quran. Jews, Christians, and they have nothing to worry. And the Sabians, if they follow God and that verse you remember, right? It mentions Sabians. Why did Muhammad mention Sabians? But they were not the people of the book. They were worshipping moons and stars because he came from that background. Muhammad, before he was 40 years old, which religion was he following?
Rasul was a very, how you say, he was a shepherd, not a sheep, both literally and
I thought he was a trader.
first he was a shepherd,
First he was a shepherd.
and then he became a trader.
Like Jesus, Jesus is called the shepherd, right? He's called the shepherd.
Jesus is called a shepherd, but he was a carpenter.
Yeah, you're right.
So Rasul was a shepherd, then he became a businessman, a trader,
A trader.
and then he, okay, but what I'm
then
trying
he
to
became a
say is-
prophet, okay.
What I'm trying to say is he was always a shepherd. He would go up and meditate in Ghar Hira. So I wouldn't classify Rasul I wouldn't attach.
If he's meditating, he's not taking care of the sheep, is he?
I would label, at that time he was married to Sitna Aisha or Khadija, and then he would go up to Ghar Hira, he would meditate, and over the span of...
so when he was-
To address your point, sorry, I digress, I apologize for that. Just to address your point, you said that there was moon worshipping or something like. Back then in Quraysh, there was a lot of stuff that we think now are 100% Muslim thing, but they exist. For example, they used to say, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim in the beginning of every ayah.
Yeah.
So back then, the people of Quraysh used to write in like decrees or in any sort of flyers, they used to write Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Now,
Why did they write that?
why would they say in the name of God, the Almighty and the All
Merciful, yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is now, if you read it now, you're
Yeah.
gonna think it's only a Muslim thing.
Ah.
But it was actually a Muslim and a pagan.
A pagan thing, yeah. Okay, well that's fine, but the thing, let me correct you one place, because what you just said was he was in the Ghar Hira, he was a shepherd. But the thing
He
is,
was a businessman.
yeah, that time, okay, so you correct that. Okay, yeah, because if he was married to Khadija, he wasn't a shepherd, he was a businessman because he was taking care of trade.
No, he was, and then after he saw the angel Gabriel and he came down, he said, cover me, cover me.
Yeah.
And then,
But the Quran, I can show you verse where it says Allah is talking to Muhammad and saying, before you became a prophet, you did not know the book, you did not know the faith. That's your Quran.
Yeah.
So what it means is that you were a pagan. Because if you did not know the faith, I'm sorry, I don't know what's stuck in my throat.
You're allergic or something.
I don't know, yeah, it's just weird. So, my friend, Muhammad was a pagan before he became a prophet. Yeah, he did
I would say
sacrifices.
agnostic.
Well, you could say that. You could say whatever. You could put whitewash anything you want by your own words. I'm giving you history from your sources where Allah is saying you did not know the faith or the book or our race. So that means that you did not know me before I made you a prophet.
Of course, he didn't know the faith because Sayyidina Jibreel didn't come down on him. And when he said maybe you didn't know, at the end of the day, Prophet Muhammad.
So there's one more question I have also, and maybe you can help me. Because Islam says that was Muhammad the only prophet to the Arabs?
No. There was, for example, Nuh was in like Iraq. There's prophets that came to Yemen.
No. Did Nuh prophesy to the Arabs?
Sorry?
Did Nuh prophesy to the Arabs?
It is in the Levant region, yeah, so they were Arabs.
No, I'm talking about Hijaz. You know Hijaz?
Hijaz, yeah, that area.
Okay, that area, Mecca, Medina, right?
But the Arabs is something that spans continents, like North Africa.
Let's talk about Hijaz.
Where I come from.
Because Muhammad came from Hijaz, right? He didn't come from Damascus.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so let's forget about Damascus. We're talking about Hijaz.
But Damascenes are Arabs, that's what I'm saying. Damascenes are also Arabs.
Well, they might not agree with you there, but that's okay.
I am from Damascus.
I know other people from Damascus. They don't consider it because the Arabs are what are Arabs? Arabs are just people that live in the sand, in the desert.
No, it's an identity. We share a language and a religion.
Yeah, okay, fine. Now, let me go to the point, because what you're saying, because the Quran says that we did not send anybody before Muhammad to you, right?
Where does it say that? Sorry. I don't have Quran.
You don't have Quran right now. Okay. So you're saying that Muhammad was not the first prophet of Allah to the Arabia.
For example, Ibrahim was a prophet, and he went to Mecca. Mecca is the monotheism symbol, and Abraham.
Yeah.
He also was.
So Abraham, where was Abraham born?
Good point. Actually, he was born somewhere.
Where?
I think he was with his mother in Saudi Arabia for sure, because that's when they discovered Zamzam.
No, he wasn't born in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, definitely not born there. You're correct.
No, where was he born?
I don't know where. Yemen? Maybe?
No.
Where?
No, he was born in Iraq. Today, Iraq.
Okay.
At that time, it was Babylon, Sumeria, or in that area. That was where Hubal worship was. That was where stone worship was. Right now, if you go to that area, you will find, if you go online and look at all the ancient Kublai Tebli, have you heard of the name? It's like an ancient site they found with pillars. They used to worship pillars.
Yeah.
Okay, so he came from that area because he didn't want to follow idols, right?
Theorizing that philosophy, and that's why Mecca is rocks.
No. What I'm saying is, because you're saying that Abraham and these people came to Hijaz, meaning Saudi Arabia, meaning
preach their message, yeah.
But I asked you, where did they come from? Were they Arabs? Was Abraham Arab?
Now he would be classified as Arab. I'm guessing back then there was Sumerians before in that area.
What was his ethnicity?
His ethnicity was Bilad al-Sham. He was Shami,
No, he wasn't from Sham.
He's from Iraq.
Yeah.
That is called Bilad al-Sham, what is now encompassing
Okay,
Iraq,
that is
Jordan,
different. That is now it's called that. Back then it wasn't called that. He was a Hebrew.
A Hebrew, they would say.
Okay, Hebrew are Israelites.
Okay.
Okay, so he is a Hebrew. From there he comes, and God takes him where? Where did he settle? Where did God tell him to settle down?
Yes, where?
Where did he go? What was his land? What was the land that God gave to Abraham and his children?
I don't really know the full story. I know that.
I know you don't because it's not in your Quran. No, it's in the Bible. He settled in what today is Israel.
He settled in what? But what about Mecca? Because Prophet Abraham, he basically preserved that structure, right? And he was.
Who built that structure?
I don't know particularly who built the structure, but I know it's always been
Always been there.
Symbol. No, it's always been a symbol of monotheism. That's like.
My friend, who built the Kaaba? If there was a Kaaba there, first of all, there was no Kaaba there, but that's okay. Let's just go with your theory. There was a Kaaba that was always there.
I didn't say it was always there.
Who built it?
I don't know.
Okay, who built it? You don't know. Okay.
I'll ask someone who.
All right. Well, I know that in your book, it was built by angels. Okay.
In our book, it says it was.
Yeah, in your sources, not in your Quran. It could be one of your other
If
sources.
it's in the Quran, I believe it. Honestly.
Or if it's in the Hadith, you don't believe it?
If it's a hadith,
If it's Sahih
there's
Hadith.
hadith qawi, hadith
Yeah,
strong
if it's in the
hadith.
Sahih Hadith, would you believe it?
I need to ask my mom and dad, but
Okay.
yeah, I believe
All
it.
right.
I believe
Ask
it.
your,
Is that
okay.
hadith qawi?
Hadith. Qawi means right.
Yeah, qawi,
Yeah, okay.
I-
If it's qawi,
I
that
tr-
means that it's right.
I trust it. I just want to
Okay.
be very clear. When I say I'm not sure or I need to look into
All
it,
right.
whatever
All right.
happens, I trust it more than I trust this peer-reviewed science stuff.
All right,
trust
all right,
hadith
all
more
right.
than that.
So let's just go back to our topic, because the topic was Hubal. What I was telling you is this comes from this area, the Mesopotamia. They had Hubal worship for centuries because it's mentioned in the Old Testament in the Bible. Hubal. He was called Baal in the Bible, and his symbol was the crescent moon. So let me go back to, now I'm going to throw you back to the main point of this conversation. The main point of this conversation is, if God wanted to take this symbol, which was a satanic symbol, because Baal was Satan, and his representation was the crescent moon. So if God, or Allah of Quran, wanted to take the symbol of Satan and turn it into the symbol of Islam and his own symbol, because he's Allah, if he's going to do such a dramatic move, would he not tell anybody? Because that moon symbol has been established for thousands of years. It's not like it was just there by a few people thought that this was the moon god. No. For thousands of years, I can show you inscriptions of this crescent moon and the star, by the way, which is called Baal Hadad, from thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
Okay? So that symbol has meaning and it stands for something, and you cannot just come and take that symbol and play with it. You can't play with that symbol. If you're going to play with that symbol, you better have some authority behind it. You say, Muhammad said that this symbol that used to belong to Baal is actually Allah. This is the symbol. I want you to always respect this symbol. Then you can put it on your mosque. You have a reason.
Yeah.
You don't. Or you can say Allah said so. You don't have that.
Okay.
You can say anything. You have nothing in your scriptures saying anything about the moon. Now, the problem is, Muhammad came from Quraysh tribe, which according to the book that I was telling you previously, also the Book of Idols, states that Quraysh, their god was the moon god called Hubal. He was the Lord of Kaaba. The Lord of Kaaba means that he was the highest god, because there were 360 idols there. The highest idol there was moon god, which was this one. So Muhammad was belonging to this sect, Quraysh, so he kept his idol, which was moon god, but called him Allah, to appease all the Christians and all the other ones, because they were not going to follow this moon god. So no, this is Allah, the same God as what you worship. I worship what you worship, blah, blah, blah. So you can accept me. So that's how he's playing. However, that symbol cannot be changed willy-nilly. Or we just put it there. Well, some of the Muslims say it's for decorations. I'm like,
I can tell you, okay, so for example, the way Islam, the revelation happened, okay, there are some things where if we look at it now in the 2023, in the present day, it can be a bit confusing. But the way the Quran is written, right, sometimes God refers to him as a plural to emphasize the point, all right, sometimes he addresses something to the people at that time, right?
so is God plural or is he not plural? Why would he use plural?
Because that's how beautiful, if you know the Arabic language, when the way he's exclaiming it, how powerful it is, when he
So
said-
you're saying it's more beautiful in Arabic to be we rather than me.
No, but let me
Why would Allah not use the word me, but the first person? Why would He use the third person?
I'm going to finish the point.
All right, go ahead.
That was not my point.
All right, go ahead.
So my point is there are things about the Quran and the way it's written that sometimes the people in the present day don't understand. For example, in the Quran it says, don't pray when you're drunk.
Because there were people coming to the mosque drunk.
No, but later.
No, but that is a story from your
yes,
source.
Yes, but later
Yeah.
you realize, okay, but Muslims don't drink anyways. So why
But
is
they
it?
were drinking at that time.
No, but the implication, exactly, that's why I'm telling you the Quran is a very nuanced book. Right? Because when it was coming down, these revelations were coming down.
Oh, so he was doing it as he went along. So when something happened, Allah sent him away, tell them not to drink and come to the mosque.
So what I'm saying is when you read the Quran,
Yeah.
it's not a linear thing. It's not a linear thing.
No.
It's and even the way the language is not very linear or direct, like person to person, right? Do you know what I mean?
Very confusing, rather.
You can.
It's supposed to be a plain book, isn't it? The Quran says it's a very plain book.
No, the Quran is a frequency that you have to tap into because there's incredible.
Come on, man, now you're using this new age language with me. This is not a Quranic language like, frequency. Quran is a frequency, you have to tune into it. Where did that come from?
When you hear it, when you listen to it, when you really, really open your heart. No, actually, Islam talks a lot about mental health. We had the first mental health clinics. We had the other.
And was Muhammad the first patient?
Come on, bro. You know that's true. I'm gonna have to leave.
No. I'm just asking because he used to say that was he or was he not under the magic spell?
I'm sorry.
No, was he or was it not?
Astaghfirullah.
No, you're not. Why are you saying that? Astaghfirullah.
Okay.
I'm saying it.
Can you show me the video? What's your channel? I want.
We'll give you the channel once we finish the video. So we haven't finished yet.
I'm sorry. I'm not gonna finish because.
No. You said mental health.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that Muhammad came out of the cave, buried and like shaking and went under the bed. And he's like, no. I don't know if there was a devil there or who I saw over there. But did he not do
This
that?
guy's a nice guy.
Come on, man. Why are you becoming like this?
I have to set the limits because at the end of the day,
I can say whatever I want. Muhammad to me is not.
Of course you can
Muhammad
say
to me is not a prophet.
of course you can.
He's a false prophet.
Of course you can say whatever you want, but you have to understand.
You don't have to agree with me. You can say astaghfirullah.
But you have to understand that you are talking to a Muslim, right?
So what?
And I have Muslim, and I have Muslim family, right?
All right.
They're not gonna.
So you said what you were supposed to say, astaghfirullah, right? That's what you were supposed to say.
But I can't
Okay,
approve
all
this
right.
dialogue.
I
was
won't.
in good faith.
I am doing it in good faith because I said it. Okay, because
You
no.
can't call my prophet a mental
Okay,
health patient.
no. Okay, I won't call him that. Okay, so sorry. Okay, I won't call him that. I won't. No. Why are you running away? Why are you running?
I want to see the
Okay,
video later.
I'll give you the channel.
respectfully.
It's called This one is Revelation 22.
Revelation
22. Yeah. Go to
I want to
YouTube.
see. Listen, I really appreciate it.
Yeah. What's your name?
My name is Marwan.
Marwan.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Marwan. Okay, Marwan. I'm Uncle Sam. Type in
Sam.
Uncle Sam. Revelation 22. You'll find this video in about 5 to 6 days or something like that. Whenever he puts it up. But you're running away because the thing is this. I'll take it back. I won't call Muhammad a mental patient. But I will ask you one question then. If I take it back, I'll ask you a question. Why did he think that it was the devil that he saw in the cave when he came out of the cave? When he went to Khadija, why did he think that he saw something that was evil?
Yeah.
If it was an angel he saw, because here's the problem, because Jibreel, whenever he comes to anybody like Mary or somebody else, he would tell them, peace of the Lord, I'm not going to harm you, so calm down. So that person does not get scared. So that's what the first thing he does with everybody, but not with Muhammad. He didn't do that. Instead, he squeezed him, scared the hell out of him. For 3 times. He almost died with the squeezing. So I'm saying this Jibreel is not the Jibreel that's before. Muhammad comes out of the cave and he is like in a suicidal phase. He has been suicidal several times, and this was one of the times that he didn't know what to do with himself. because he was like, this is satanic. No, I'm not saying that. Why are you saying no to your own scripture? I'm not making this up. Okay, I'm sorry I said it.
Prophet Muhammad was suicidal, bro.
No, he was about to kill himself. Yeah, he was suicidal. In a few places he did. He didn't know what to do with
A
himself.
real man never thinks of killing himself. Prophet Muhammad is the realest man that ever lived.
All right, I will put the verses in the video where he was suicidal, so you will know that he doesn't know that, but he was suicidal. But that is what the problem is.
I'll comment my rebuttal about the.
You can come next week and we'll have another rebuttal, okay?
Yeah, why not?
And I won't call him anything like that again. All right.
It's
Nice to meet you, Marwan, right? Yeah. All right, Marwan. Good to see you. Take care. All right. This is Marwan. He was trying to defend his prophet, just like all the Muslims do. Anyways, we saw what happened. He's a mental patient. Muhammad, Islam is false. What can I say? I'm out. Jesus is Lord.